That's absolutely right. And I want to go into that first. I need to withdraw my statement a little bit. Finale, if you're out there watching, I was just kidding. I just like Jaedong a lot. You have to understand, I was playing StarCraft Brood War for what, 12 years. And Jaedong was definitely one of my idols. Saviors up there, Flash, Bisu, Stork, Light.
You weren't a fan of like Nada or
Nada, of course. Uv, Boxer, July.
Any other Golden Mouse winners?
Fantasy.
Oh, yeah. Fantasy. Really good, obviously.
I wasn't a fan of Zhang when he first came out.
You don't like Zhang?
Not when he first came back.
He's the last champion.
He was actually the biggest cheese ball.
He's the last champion of Brood War.
He was actually the biggest cheese ball when he first came out, and then
yeah, but so was Marine King.
Yeah, well,
but so was Frodan. But now Frodan's an awesome macro player. Now he's still pretty cheesy.
Now he's just a little cheesy.
Hey man, the way I cheese is I go 3 orbital commands with 1 barracks. That's how I cheese.
Wow. I like those cheeses.
Or 4 orbitals.
Hey, let's talk about this game real quick. I did say I'll go back into MMA. Now, if I want to classify MMA,
right,
he is my prediction.
I picked Finale
for TVP. And here's why. MMA is definitely a player that has the most unrefined builds I can possibly think of in a professional player. A lot of the times, the builds just do not make sense, but he's able to win with his aggression, his micro, and his macro. I mean, it's just straight up mechanics. It's nothing else than mechanics. He's a smart player with what he does with his army, and he does it normally better than his opponent. If he finds someone, though, that is of equal level to just controlling the army, knowing where to actually place it, then he's dead because his builds normally aren't that efficient.
The way I like to think of MMA is that he's like an anime fighter. They always, in every single anime, every single protagonist makes the fight way harder than it should be.
Yeah.
Like Goku left Frieza alive. Like Naruto always like lets his, like they give so much time to the opponent. They're not really efficient with how they battle, but for some reason they still end up winning because they're able to make do and they're that good. And that's what I feel like MMA is.
Why don't they just level up to begin with?
It's like, man, why do you waste half your time talking? Just punch him and knock him out already.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna use my ultimate move. Well, that didn't work.
I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna do my ultimate move. It's like, wow.
That didn't work, so I guess I'll level up so that my ultimate move is actually awful, and my lowest move in my level up is now going to be the best move.
Yeah.
That you've seen so far.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna. Oh gosh, I just never understood that. Same thing with villains too. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna let you train because I want a harder competition fight. And it's like, man, you really, really need to reevaluate your priorities when you take over the world. But you can see MMA is opening up for a 1 base play in Terran versus Protoss. The good old 1-1-1, which is actually surprisingly still very effective. If you see Hart play the 1-1-1, Andre, he's devastatingly good.
Yeah.
Hart is the villain that esports needs. I think that's what Total Biscuit said, or Kennedy said, or someone that was making a good observation. Except Hart is smart. He doesn't let his opponent any room whatsoever. He says, I push in with a billion Marines without stim and still kill you.
He levels up and just does the Kamehameha, even though that's not a level up thing. He just does...
See, I never understood why Kamehameha, you have to like say it and wait till the Ha to blast.
Yeah.
If I was me, I would always blast at the Ka. Like, they're like, oh, I have a lot of time to like block, right? Like, no, I would say Ka.
And you're dead.
And
like, Hadouken!
Exactly.
And you're
Why
done.
wait for the Hadouken? Just go on the Ha.
Well, it's like, he almost makes it like one syllable. Hadouken! Hadouken!
That's true.
Sure, you can.
Ooh, look at this. MMA also preventing the Rogue from getting able to scout very, very active with his Marine.
I did not know for some reason that the Terran army is actually sponsored by Blue's Clues.
Really?
Look at that.
Because of the paw print.
The paw print.
Very nice. Oh, the probe gets in and sees no expansion.
And he's like, wait, what?
And he's like, wait,
what's
I
going
only
on?
see Marines.
Why don't you have an expansion? And unfortunately for you, MMA, you are...
He is expanding.
You are witnessing a build order counter. Because a 1-gate robo is the best way to actually deal with this. I actually don't agree with this Banshee play at all. Here's the reason, right? Normally the standard BO is to... Build order, I should say. Is to go one racks, fast expansion, into regular standard play, which is 3 racks, and then you obviously get your factory, you get your Shore Pro, go from there. Because of the distance of Daybreak What you end up having is this situation where Protoss don't have to worry about early game pressure. It's just too big of a map for Marines to get over and do significant damage. So what do? They go one gate robo. And one gate robo deals with this very efficiently. Yes, you'll be able to kill a couple of probes here. Cloak is going to initiate, but is it going to be worth it? Frodan, I'm going to say no. But you know what? MMA always surprises me with his micro. Yes, his build doesn't make a lot of sense. It got scouted out beautifully. But when it comes down to it, he's already killed 5 probes. I don't think it's worth it just yet. But, you know, nothing. I'm not going to rule out anything. What are you doing, MMA? Why are you cloaking this Banshee?
He's making. Well, why is he cloaking it?
No, there's one in the middle of the map.
I guess he had both of them on the control group, and he just wanted to make sure he doesn't get caught. MMA is also going for a 3rd command center.
I like that.
This is kind of what Terrence has just been doing in general. Would not be surprised to see MMA just even go for some tanks to be defensive. I know Marine King likes to do that as well. Go for fast 3rd command center, and as a result, be very defensive. And Protoss can't really push upper ramp unless they have Colossus to catch sight of it. This is a nice pickup from MMA as well to pick off the pylon.
Yeah.
That was nice. That's clever.
And when it comes down to it, MMA is ahead. So somehow or another, this is what I'm talking about. Like, his builds don't make a lot of sense. This should have been a build order counter. Finale should have dealt with that much, much better. But he's able to do things that mere mortals cannot. That is MMA.
Mere mortal.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's not mortal, man.
He misses this pylon. But it's okay, because MMA's probably going to defend anyways. Finale, first of all, his build order is, just like you said, is a great choice. But now Finale is going to go on the counter offensive, because he thinks that his opponent will not be able to defend, and his opponent's been playing pretty greedy with the Banshees, which has been very true, because not only has MMA gone for the 3rd command center, he went for double engineering bay.
Oh, man.
So that is a huge amount of gas that that MMA, he just started stim. Man.
It's okay.
He is making this as hard as possible on himself. This is going to be super hard to defend.
I think it's not going to be. Okay, if you lose the Banshees, then yes, it will be very difficult.
Or defense drone? No, he's going to use the auto turrets
why
instead.
Use auto turrets? But there's no observer around here.
There's no observer. You're right. Wait, where'd the observers go? Did they die to the Raven?
Yeah, I think the Raven actually.
No, it was lagging behind. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, he kept one back at home just in case to be able to catch any counter aggression with Banshees, but the second one was really far behind. The Banshee's able to do so much damage, sniping the sentries immediately, taking a good amount of stalkers out. And MMA's got a lot of Marines. This is almost like, again, like the heart effect, where it doesn't even matter if you don't have stim. If you got so much early DPS in the Marines, it won't even matter. Force fields pop. But, I mean, the Immortals are not even in range. They're targeting the Marines and SCVs. They can't target the bunker.
No.
Finally, the bunker drops, but MMA is able to do this without even having energy on his Raven. As soon as he gets enough, maybe able to even drop another auto turret to absorb some damage.
At this point, I mean, it's going to be very difficult for Finale to do anything more. I mean, MMA is just so well situated. He still has his 2 Banshees alive. And when it comes down to it, I mean, he's just going to get a lot more units. Remember, it's that ticking time bomb. +1/1 is finished, or just about to finish right now. And that is like lights out, Frodan. 2 medevacs are on the field. Stim is almost finished. Yeah, you're right. So I don't really see a foreseeable way for Finale to actually do this effectively. There's that auto turret, as you were talking about.
That finesse. He's using the auto turret to target the sentry from behind. And MMA, realizing that this push has become less and less effective. Not only that, MMA can afford to lose workers because he's got triple orbital. He's even placing more production facilities. And with that +1/+1, I mean, Protoss just, it's very, very difficult for them to be anything. If Guardian Shield is half as effective, just think of it that way.
That's right.
Yep.
So when it comes down to it, it's going to be lights out pretty soon for Finale. I mean, he's really investing way too much in this. You can see now he's deciding to actually tech switch over, but it's too late. And there should be a nice force field that actually just stops any of these units. Whoa, nice. Again, look at this Banshee control. It's unreal, Frodan. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to me. How are these 2 Banshees still alive? One has 14 kills, the other one has 10. Yeah. 24 kills.
And a lot of them were on concrete units like Zealots, Stalkers, Sentries. I think they even picked off an Immortal or almost killed an Immortal because of it. Great effectiveness and utility of these Banshees. And you're right, it's almost too late for Finale to try to salvage anything. He's trying to tech and switch and transition and expand. Andre, it's too late.
Finale is DEAD dead.
It's too late.
There's no way.
too late to apologize.
And it's too late.
It really is,
for
man.
you,
The
Finale.
clock's been ticking. And MMA is now arrived. He's going to even have a Raven to drop some support in case there was any stalkers. He can, I guess he didn't have enough for auto. He didn't even really have enough for anything. It doesn't even matter. MMA's got all of his army here. A very mobile unit indeed. And Finale, is he going to be able to defend Zealots or pushing back the Marines? Can't really kite too much forward, but who needs a kite when you have this many +1/+1 Marines compared to unupgraded Protoss? Finale loses almost everything, and MMA showing why he is still a dominant force, still why he is one of the top Terrans in the world.
There it is.
Crushes his army. GG. What is this, man? Like,
it's outclassing.
Like, MMA is like, okay, I'm gonna beat you using bad build orders, like, and not even like deliberately. It's just like Finale planned it out so well. He scouted his opponent, saying, "I don't see anything," while he went for a 1-gate expansion, drops a road to be safe, gets 2 Immortals out just in case it's a 1-1-1. He does everything right, and MMA still manages to hold any kind of counter aggression, and like
he makes the right decisions.
Goes 3 command center, goes double engineering base, starts stim at like the 9-minute mark. You're not gonna have it for a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
he makes the right
understand.
decisions, puts his units in the right places.
Bunker positioning was great.
Bunker
Raven,
positioning was great.
it was
SCV positioning was
good.
great.
Banshee control was good. Even placing the auto turrets in right spots to absorb damage, because even if the bunkers get force fielded off from the front and the back, if you drop an auto turret, then the Zealots AI gets messed up as well. All these things are so smart and so precise and so easy to mess up. And MMA takes game number 1, Andre. There's nothing else left to say about it.
No, there isn't.
Thank you so much to Cooler Master for sponsoring NASL with their awesome mice and keyboards and their special cases. If you want to pick up your own, go to coolermasterusa.com. We'll be back after we watch every replay like 3 or 4 times. Don't go anywhere. MMA vs. Finale will continue right after this break.